Azerbaijan has launched a military operation in the contested Nagorno-Karabakh region, targeting Armenian Christians. At least 2 civilians are dead and nearly 24 wounded. One person on the ground says the situation is horrible.
The operation started from the morning and not stopped yet. People realized this was part of the strategy of Azerbaijan government from first day. They put us in blockade 10 months, and now they are putting us in a situation where we are or need to fight or die for our own homeland.
All this after Azerbaijan launched a, quote, anti-terrorist operation on the Nagorno-Karabakh region. Officials in the majority Christian area reported heavy artillery fire and worried that this could escalate into a full-scale war. We go now to Robert Nicholson, president and founder of the Philos Project. Thanks so much for being with us today, Robert. We appreciate it. So tell us more about these military strikes from Azerbaijan. Why are they escalating now, around 10 months after this blockade began?
Well, thanks for having me on. This is a very important issue. As you said, Azerbaijan, a majority Muslim country, has launched an attack on 120,000 Armenian Christians in this contested region of Nagorno-Karabakh. This is an old Armenian region. These are Armenian Christians inside of it. Azerbaijan claims this area as its own. That's not new. What is new is the blockade you mentioned, now 10 months long, and this most recent military operation. Why now? Part of the reason is that the world is distracted. The world right now, world leaders are at the United Nations General Assembly. Of course, we're all focused on the Russian invasion and war in Ukraine. But I would also add to that the perception of weakness in this country, here in the White House. The dictator of Azerbaijan, Ilham Aliyev, senses that the United States is not in a position to do much about it and is using its leverage over energy supplies to basically do whatever it wants to do and accomplish its goals at the expense of these Christians.
Robert, what is your biggest concern when it comes to this situation?
My biggest concern is the one that you already mentioned, not only that these people's lives will be affected, likely all of them forced out of their homeland into the Republic of Armenia next door, but also that this situation is going to spin out of control. We're already seeing the Ukraine war. There are other tensions in the region that are spin-offs from what's happening in Ukraine. We have Iran, an emboldened Islamic Republic of Iran, just to the south of Armenia, looking to do what it wants to do in the region. And this conflict is giving all of these actors a pretext for ramping up the stakes. What starts small could turn out to be something very, very big.
Has there been any response from the global community at all about what's happening over there?
There have been a number of articles in the press. The Biden administration, through Secretary Anthony Blinken, Secretary of State, has called this, quote, unacceptable. It remains to be seen whether the United States or any of our allies in Europe, for example, will do anything about it. I mentioned energy resources. One of the reasons why Azerbaijan has been able to, let's say, get away with so much is that because it does sit on a large amount of energy supplies, which are at a premium right now with what's happening in Ukraine. Europe, the United States, there are all kinds of reasons why they don't want to rock the boat. But this is a step too far, and I think we as the United States have every reason, every justification for telling our ally, this is one of our allies, enough is enough, and to negotiate a compromise that brings justice to these Armenian Christians who've been needing it for so long.
Robert, we have probably about 30 seconds left or so, but can you give us a snapshot and let folks know what life is like there for Christians in the Nagorno-Karabakh region?
It's a very small region. You're talking about 120,000 people. So this is an area that is smaller than many American cities. These are women, children, men, people who are, for the most part, unarmed and surrounded on every side. The Republic of Armenia, Armenia proper, a country of 3 million people next door, is unable to do much for them. And these people are feeling desperate. There's shelling in their neighborhoods. As you mentioned, a couple of civilians have been killed. We've seen images of children screaming, running. Kids were in school when the attack happened. Parents were running to get their kids from the school, bring them home. it's total chaos and a feeling of being abandoned by the international community, which is why we need to step up and do something.
Robert Nicholson, president and founder of the Philos Project, thank you so much for coming on to talk to us about this very important subject. We appreciate it.
Thank you.